Hello and welcome to, you clearly don't know the sign language, and welcome. It is officially New Zealand Sign Language Week, is it week?
Yes, week.
Week, here in New Zealand.
So I've done a bit of research, because I'm trying my best at research. I mean, it's actually research, and I'm going to teach Ollie how to say, hello, my name is Ollie in sign language.
Apparently.
Alright, so put down the mic. Alright, ready?
Yeah,
So,
okay.
hello.
Hello.
My name
is.
Now, I figured out Ollie.
Yep.
So Ollie is your left hand.
Yep.
And then that hand, you put it in there.
Yep.
And an option, because you want to say Ollie, not Ollie.
Okay.
So you pull down on it.
Yep.
So now put it all together.
Okay. Hello. My name is Ollie. Thanks, Dave. That's awesome. Now I can speak sign language.
Yes, you can.
Hello and welcome to the highly immature NPCs of Wildemount with myself, Oliver, Dungeon Master, and
Dave.
Also just here.
So don't you mean Poop Dungeon Master?
Poop Dungeon, yeah, apparently I just called myself Poop according to
He
him.
didn't know what it meant.
I had no idea, because he said, I'm just going to teach you something.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
No rise.
You wank.
Wow, that was a bit of
That was, sorry.
I called you excrement. I didn't call you masturbation.
Let's start again. Hello.
Do you want to start again?
Hello.
Okay, no, do you want to start again, because we can pause it.
I was just joking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Hello, welcome to NPCs of Wellington. This is Oliver, Dungeon Master, and Dave.
Yep.
Reviewing Critical Role 2, Episode 17, which they don't have titles for them, really, anymore.
Well, they don't.
It goes up.
On YouTube, and we try and record it before that, mainly so we can get the episode nice and edited and out.
Now, you could probably sum up this entire episode in 2 sentences, because really only 2 main things happened. They hung out at the fair, and
they fought in a ring tournament.
so one thing really happened, because the ring tournament was part of the fair.
Yeah.
But now, this was actually a downtime episode, which is very important if you're a DM. If you're a player, you already know the value of downtime. As a DM, sometimes you might think to yourself, I just want to keep throwing epic encounters at my party and keep them on their toes, but a nice bit of downtime is always good for the players.
And these guys really like the festival kind of feel, and also it allows Matt to drop in, as I say, nuggets all the time. Drop a little hints of things that are happening in the world, and also introducing characters. I mean, when you go to a new culture and you go to a fair, you really see the culture of what that region is like. You can go anywhere in the world, go to a fair, and it'll be completely different than a fair halfway across the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could, of course, in traditional Matt Mercer style, he put a lot of work into the carnival games and all the stuff that they did there. And like you say, threw in a little bits of information that kind of made us go,
and it's got a feeling we're gonna learn a lot more about it as we go forward.
Yeah, but it's a really fun episode where the players kind of got the opportunity to just make some rolls and win some prizes, and it was good.
So basically we start 2 days after the last episode, and the Harvest Close Festival has begun.
Yeah, and the first thing that pretty much happens is Jester uses the Fragment of Possibility to grab the moat, which essentially gives her advantage on anything she wants that day.
Did she use it?
No.
No, she didn't.
No, she
I just
absorbed it.
realised, I just clicked, I was like, she never used it.
But to be fair, where we ended was still the same day, so could be used in the next session.
Good point. So we kind of go to the festival. Everyone wants to go to the treble shade? The treble shade?
Sure.
Do you know what it is?
Not from your butchering of that word.
Well, do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm just kidding, Dave. I love you.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
I know, I thought so. Don't give me crap.
I don't know what a treble shade is.
I knew.
Not a word.
We've done this long enough to know.
I can't lie.
When you're like trying to throw me under the bus, I'm like, wait a second. So it's like a catapult. It's kind of like Have you played Age of Empires?
Never really.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like that. It has a ball and it kind of launches it. Think Lord of the Rings. You know how they're assaulting in this turret and they're kind of throwing rocks over it? That's the catapult.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
Now, there was people on Reddit agreed with this as well. Matt's descriptions, even of the fact that it was a fun kind of fair episode, he still really brought his storytelling prowess to how he described the games and the people and all that kind of stuff. So it was a great Critical Role experience.
And you could say like every player kind of had their moment during the festival. I mean, you had Yasha with a hammer game.
Now, it would be interesting to note They're still doing the net ones. Give $100 to 826LA.
If they raise enough, we'll get a Honey Heist 2 too by Marisha.
Oh yeah,
they announced that.
And you guys want that. I've seen so many people be like people ask, what one shot do you want to see it? Everyone's like Honey Heist 2, so awesome.
And we did a review on the first one, so check it out.
Yes, we did. In fact, I have, because I knew this was going to come up, I have the...
Did you actually know it was
the Portiam bit
I'm pretty sure you didn't know. You just carry that around.
Okay, that's true. But yeah.
I'm pretty sure you didn't even know there was a Honey Heist 2 coming out.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Anyway, festival games.
So the first thing that happens is Ford and Molly are throwing sandbags behind them, trying to get them into like a whole great little fear game. Basically, it's a dex roll with disadvantage because they can't see what they're doing.
Ford just has a bad time at these games. And I think Travis just hates it because he's a very competitive person by nature.
Yeah.
So it grinds him so much to not do well. And like before with the Grog, I mean, last time that Vox Machina went to a fair, Grog was involved doing like arm wrestling and stuff, and he was always winning and stuff. But now he's not Grog no more.
In fact, I think the person that probably does the best in any of these games is Not, who just kills the archery competition.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Travis rolls 3 net ones. Great for 826LA. Not so great for trying to win prizes.
And Travis's ego.
And Travis's ego. Another congratulations on Laura and Travis and your mini critic. So basically, Molly gets a 19 on this thrown behind, even with a disadvantage. I mean, that's pretty damn good. And it does cost like a small amount of silver per throw, but they got plenty of gold, so they just go for it.
So, as Ollie said before, Not and Caleb will kind of go shooting, and Not does pretty well. So
Not like, I don't know, was it 3 nat 20s? Something ridiculous?
Something insane.
I've got it written down, I think. Just a nat 20s? Yeah, wait, Not... Yeah, he hits every single target on the bullseye. So like and again, Matt, this is like props to Matt. A really cool way of doing the fear game with the archery was he had the 2 targets for smaller prizes, and then the third target that you have to roll with this advantage to hit, for a larger prize, and costs a bit of gold. Not is just like nat 20, and the guys running the stall are like, "How did you?" And he just nat 20, and they're like, "Okay, well, you win everything. Here's all the prizes."
My only problem with you telling that story is that he was using a crossbow. Oh no, he was he? No,
he asked.
That's right. You were wrong. Sorry, I was wrong. Never mind.
Because he does not. She says.
Wants to use her
hand crossbow, but no, they say it has to be a
my bad.
Wow. Rare moment of me being
I know. We're trying to move on from this moment.
Sorry, it doesn't.
Anyway, Jester kind of sneaks into a temple as well, and just has some traveller kind of pushing her deity on others. I guess.
Now, Jester, remember you're in Zadash, and if people catch you worshipping a non-specified, a non-sanctioned deity, you're in trouble, man. You're in trouble. So
but
be careful.
It looks like the traveller kind of commended her on it because he took a bite of the apple.
Slightly weird because she then lips.
So we at least we know the traveller's like on her side when it comes to the pranking that she's kind of doing.
Now, there was a massive discussion on Reddit about clerics and paladins and warlocks and their patrons and where they get their power from and all this kind of stuff. So, Jester is dedicated to the traveller. She, as far as we know, divines most of her power from him, whereas like a paladin uses faith. I mean, it was... Go on Reddit if you want to read it. It was a huge thing.
Remember, all this is kind of made up.
Yeah.
So we're kind of just working it out as we go along.
Yeah, and of course, homebrew rules, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but it was a nice little moment of the traveller, and I think... Yeah, I think I really want the traveller to kind of be a bigger. We'll find out more about the traveller. Like, what's the real personality of the traveller? What's the purpose of this relationship right now?
And I'm still banking on the fact that this is going to be a deity-centered campaign, or at least
Betrayal Gods. I'm still going Betrayal God because we did get a mention of the Platinum God,
Platinum Dragon. Yes, we did.
Platinum Dragon,
yes,
sorry, which is the Vord. Isn't it Vord?
Chemo Vord.
Yeah, I think it's part of that Vord thing.
So it just seems like with the world being very deity centered and having like sanctioned deities that you can worship and ones you can't, and having Ford with what seems to be a patron of the Eye, and Jester clearly has a patron, and Not kind of just looks up to Caleb, but Yasha being a fallen Asimar. There's religious tones everywhere in this campaign.
So if we were to talk about Yasha, let's mention the arm wrestle, because Bo tries and doesn't do well, and then Yasha does, and she does do well because she is a barbarian.
I'm still ready to see another side of Bo. I think we've got a good sense of her character. She doesn't doesn't take crap, you know. She's a no-nonsense kind of chick.
I like the social aspect that she's not very good with talking to people, that she comes off a lot of real harsh and abrasive.
Which is funny, because Keyleth was also quite socially awkward, just in a different way.
Yeah. I kind of like Bo because I kind of relate to the social aspect of that. I come across a lot more of a dick than I intend to.
But I think a lot of people, you know, have been talking about Bo, and we just want to see what really makes her tick. Like we want to see behind the veil, the facade, the front that she puts up. You know.
We kind of saw that during the battle when she was like, "Yasha, look at me."
Yeah, so...
Sort of. But we'll wait until we get there.
Yeah, so Bo goes... Now, again, the cool thing about Matt and the way he designed this fair was that the fair games had different ways. Yes, they were just rolls, but the arm wrestle, for example, was a contested roll. So it was a strength versus a strength roll, and you'd get further and back and further, which I thought was a really cool way
I think he did a similar thing with the Vox and Mark and a Grog arm wrestle back in the day.
So it's not just a straight strength roll, boom, it's done. You know, you beat them, you get this far. You beat them again, this far.
It's a tug of war.
Yeah, exactly, tug of war. Which was cool.
But yeah, Yasha wins, and then basically she tries. The whole idea of the arm wrestles was really as a recruitment program, really.
Yeah.
To get people kind of invested in the war, kind of recruited for the war.
Yeah.
It's kind of basically for a mercenary group that's been hired, called, what were they called again? The Stubborn Stock. So we're getting a lot of hints of this war happening, and we get a huge hint later on about the war, and I think that's the direction we're going to go on, people.
It seems the war is coming. It's 1 day away, it seems, from what we learn later in the episode. We already know a lot about the factions, like just from information. We've got Zadash, we've got the kind of, I dare say, good guys in Zadash.
I think it's all shades of grey right now.
And looming shadows,
But basically the fair happens, and should we jump to the fighting pits?
Well, I'd just like to mention that Caleb does investigate the libraries. They find out that Omathas is the guy that's running the halls of Abedition, which I think, again, is going to be very important in this story arc, because we've heard it a lot.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a lot of work gone into building that, so...
I don't know about the story arc, but within the world, I think it's going to be...
Yeah, or the world, the story.
I don't think the particular story that we're in right now is going to have much.
I'd say you're right. But yeah, Halls of Abedition, definitely going to be a thing. Now we get to the fighting pits.
Yeah, we'll go to the fighting pits. So basically, during this fair, what they have is a big kind of tournament-esque thing, where teams go into this fighting pit, face a monster each round, and it's basically whoever lasts the furthest round wins.
And there's 2,000 gold for first prize to be split evenly amongst the team members, which for a team of 6 is gold.
Considering there's 7 of them as well, it's going to hurt your math.
So essentially they're like, let's do it. Let's take the Sunrise fair. This is only my 5th coffee for the day, man. I'm way behind.
But also, what interesting note that we have here is the actual army funded this tournament.
Yeah, and again, it's very much a thing of let's see who's worthy enough, and then we can sidle up to them afterwards and be like...
So they give the promise of this money, but I feel like they're going to get conscripted.
Yeah.
Conscripted?
It's very much just like the casting couch.
We're on a couch.
We're on the same couch.
Anyway, this is the same couch.
That's why I got it so cheap.
But what we find is not going to go sneaking while they're preparing for the tournament, and we find out that war has broken out in Horus, with an X. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but in the map that I'll show here will point to where it is. Now, the interesting note about this is that is Yasha's homeland.
Yeah, Gerhast.
Gerhast.
Yeah. Gerhast. Yeah, which I think is German, actually, Hast.
A lot of, because it's Eastern European, it's probably an influence.
Now, unfortunately, not rolled low on her perception check, so we didn't get all the conversation. Matt actually had the transcript behind his DM screen, and he was reading out a bit and saying, you don't hear that, you don't hear that, and he read out the next bit and said, you don't hear that, which, that was genius.
But what we gather is the army of the Zadash forces are going to be pushed towards the border to fight this new war. And so it feels like that's what we're going to head into. I don't know what will be next session. We'll probably be heading in that direction at the end of next session, because obviously the first bit is going to be them finishing this tournament, and the next one is kind of going to lead into them being forced to go along.
Now, if you're a gamer, you know that thing where you walk into a room and there's a ton of armor, there's a ton of ammunition, there's a ton of health packs, you know something's coming. In D&D, when you get given a lot of fun, a lot of downtime, generally something bad is chasing after that, so I think the war is going to be the next big thing that happens after they're all done with the fair. I think there's going to be a draft. I think the governments in Zadash are going to be like, no, you guys all have to fight for us, it's law, because they seem to be that kind of...
But that's when the conflict arises, because it's Yasha's homeland.
Yeah.
It's like, what does Yasha do? And to be honest, I don't see the party going against Yasha.
No,
they're not going to go, you're on your own, we'll be on this side. No, and they don't like the Empire as well.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be switching sides, and I kind of feel bad for Matt, because he's done so much work of the Empire, but now the party's probably not even going to be allowed in the Empire anymore.
Yeah, so Noct gets all this information as much as she can and then relays it to the party. Basically, I think you're right. I think next thing to happen, this war is coming fast, it's the oncoming storm, and everyone's going to be affected.
But in the meantime, we've got some fighting to do.
Yeah, so essentially the monsters come out in waves. It's what some people term as safe XP. Now, Matt is using milestone leveling.
So this doesn't really matter like what they kill.
Right.
Probably they'll get maybe leveling by the end of the tournament. Who knows?
Well, the thing is... if basically, there's no danger in that there are clerics waiting to revive them. So basically, if they were using the XP, or if you're a DM and you want to set up this kind of tournament where the players can't die, they've got, they're all fail-safe, just remember that at the end of it, the players might go, so how much XP did we get for killing all those things? But it's safe XP, so maybe less than that. Or just be prepared for that question to come up.
So we get introduced to the other teams. So there's 4 teams, including the Mighty Nine, who's participating in this tournament. So the first team up front doing the first round, so it goes round by round. First round is called The Last Line, and they're from Blade Garden, which I'll point here. I'm going to be doing a lot of maps this round.
I'm so glad you're editing this.
Yeah, I'm glad. So they fight a toad frog-like creature. Wasn't specific of what exactly it was. Do you know what it ended up being?
The toad, no, I know the one that has the tentacles.
Yeah, I've got that.
I know the Displacer Beast and the last one they fight as well. The one they're about to fight.
But they fight a toad-like creature. But they kind of, it gobbles up the leader, but they manage to beat it, basically. The first round is kind of like a gimme round, everyone seems to win it.
Yeah.
Next up is the Mighty Nine.
So they come out and fought, see, now it's my turn to butcher a name.
I've written it down.
I've written it down as well, but I honestly don't know.
I will be putting it on screen, and a picture up there.
Otyug.
Otyug, yeah.
Otyug.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
We're from New Zealand, our accents are messed up.
No, we just can't pronounce things.
That's true.
I don't blame the country. Stop blaming our people for your problems.
We really half-ass language here in New Zealand.
Exactly.
So they fight the Otyug.
A few things happen. Bo gets poisoned.
Yeah, poisoning.
Then Yasha gets poisoned. Then Jester gets grappled, so it doesn't seem to be going very well.
Yeah.
But luckily the other party members do enough damage that Yasha gets that. How you want to do this?
Yes, she does. It's something to note at the moment that Taliesin has the most hit points out of anyone in the party. This is due to...
He rolled well.
Yeah, this is due to really good hit point rolls, taking the toughness feat at level 3, I dare say, and essentially just putting tons of points into Constitution. Some people were like, "Well, where's your wisdom? No, where's your charisma modifier?" It's like a 0. Like, well, but you're supposed to be a But I think he's got plans in the long run. I think it's Taliesin, man. I think he's put a lot of thought into his long run character. I think he knows where he's going to multi-class, where it's all going. So
well, to play devil's advocate, maybe you messed up.
Yeah. That's possible. Actually, a lot of people when he came out thought that he was a sword bard because that kind of fit with his whole background and stuff. But no.
So let's move on to the next party, which is the Mountain. What did I put? The Mountain Makers. The Mountain Makers, which are a dwarf and gnome kind of party. And we find out they're from Grimgore, which I'll put it in the map. It's there. I found it. So we found our first dwarven city. So that's worth noting as well.
I love dwarven cities, man. They make the finest ales, the finest weapons. Well,
I like the architecture.
Yeah, and living in the mountains.
And they fight trolls, which is always a classic dwarven enemy.
Yes. If any of my players are watching this, you guys are so in trouble on Thursday. I got so inspired watching this fight.
They're also in trouble with the D&D game. Next up, we have the Stubborn Stock, which is the one that try to recruit Ayasha. They're the ones that are currently recruited by the Empire to fight the war. They fight crocodiles, big crocodiles.
Pretty vicious beasts. Yeah,
big crocodiles. So that's round 1.
Yes. They all make it through. which is good.
It's the warm-up round.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
The warm-up round.
Some people did also theorize that Taliesin was deliberately holding back, knowing that bigger monsters were coming, because he doesn't expend a lot of spell slots or anything like that.
And the Mighty Nine kind of went away a little bit cocky, which is kind of funny.
We've seen how much that can kick you in the butt with Fox marketing.
So the round 2, we've got the last line fighting Minotaurs. And they get wiped out. Managed to kill one of them. The leader managed to kill one, but the last one gets them through the gut. And they're not dead.
No, because the clerics rush in and heal them, but they're out of the tournament.
They're taken out. So the Mighty Nine then is next, and they fight some winter wolves. Some two big winter wolves, which I find they actually handled a lot better.
Yes. I think level 4, you've got a limited range of what you can do. You've got a couple of spells, so the deciding is usually not too difficult. But it's all about the thinking. You got to outthink your opponents and make sure that you have your healers close to your tanks and all that kind of stuff.
And Yasha managed to get a hell want to do this, which I want to put out there. I think Yasha got the VIP.
MVP of the week.
MVP.
I 100% was going to say the exact same thing. So MVP
I think
of the
she's learning her class well. I think she's getting more used to, now she's playing regularly, Ashley. I think she's getting a lot more used to playing the character. And I think she's getting more comfortable, which is really good.
There have been tons of you guys out there on the thread saying that we can't wait for Yasha's backstory to come out in the light.
There's something there,
I am so with you.
I mean, when a god teleports you away, you tend to know something.
I kind of knew from the fact that Pike was such a devoted cleric that she was going to play an Aasimar in the next campaign, and hey, I was right.
Cool. Yeah, you actually did do that. That's on a speculation video.
You can go back and watch that. 100%.
And then Molly gets the other one. How you want to do this? Just to jump back into it. Sorry.
Now there's a wonderful critter out there who I'd love to mention at this point, called Knowledgeoverswag, and he's been watching every episode of this, every fight, and he's putting together a list of all the abilities, hit points, armor classes of all the Mighty Nine players. So it was important to note that this episode he added the fact that I think it's a he, could be a she. The user had pointed out that Caleb has growth and shrink. I can't remember it's growth in something.
He's
juice, which he uses on Yasha to like buff her up to twice the size. But if you want to check that out, there's a link in the comments. And essentially, you put
in the description.
In the description, sorry.
You can put it in the comments. I'll put it in the description.
Thank you, Knowledgeoverswag, man. You put a lot of work into creating that list. It's awesome.
And it gives us another resource to use while we do these videos, because we like getting better.
And he updates it, or she updates it every week.
They. Just use a neutral pronoun.
Neutral pronouns. They. Update it every week, so thank you. That's really helpful.
So we'll move along to the next team, because the Mighty Nine seems to win that one.
Yes.
The Mountain Makers fight all owlbears.
Owlbears. The first encounter I ever had with an owlbear, we poured oil on it and set it on fire.
Anyway, the owlbears win this one. They devour the mountain makers. And they're eliminated too. So we're down to the last one for round 2. That's the Stubborn Stock. Stubborn Stock, that's their name. They fight Displacer Beasts, well, just panthers with weird tails.
Some people said that the Mighty Nine would have lost if they had been the ones to face the Displacer Beasts, which was interesting.
So the Stubborn Stock win that one as well, because they're an elite squad. They're hired by the Empire. They know what they're doing.
Yes.
And then with two teams left, we go to round 3.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the Mighty Nine, because they're now first on the list, because the team above them is eliminated. They spent ages getting prepared, and you really felt Matt was getting a little bit annoyed by it.
He started going, the gates are open.
The crowd is getting silent, and then burst through a hill giant.
However, some people out there on the Reddit threads have been saying that he's probably zooped this up a little bit, because a hill giant, not that difficult.
The miniature looks amazing.
Oh, the miniature is beautiful. But essentially, it's a lot of hit points. It's just a punching bag, and so they think that Matt has tailored it a little bit, and there might be some more stuff going on behind that.
Well, then again, the Hill Giant is a very melee character.
Very melee.
But our characters aren't very good with melee. They're typically a lot more rangy. I mean, with the exception of Yasha and Bo, the other characters that they tend to kind of hold back a little bit. So this won't allow them to hold back.
And remember, Hill Giants also very often will just pick up large rocks and hurl them at people. So it's going to be swinging. It's going to be doing a fair amount of damage because, you crit with a multi-attack, they're in trouble. But a lot of people say, they reckon that Matt has tinkered with it in some way, and it's going to be something more to this hill giant than meets the eye. But Talison's held on to his spell slots, so a few of the others still have some left, so we don't know if this is the last round, but they're ready for it.
Let's do it. So, that's where the episode ends. It ends on that cliffhanger.
I'd also just like to address something that someone said, which was they're probably going to level up after this. I have to respectfully disagree. From level 3 we had episode 5 to 13, like that, and level 4's only been 4 episodes, 13 to 17.
True.
So I think we've got a way to go before level 5. I'm excited for it because level 5 is amazing. That's when you get archetypes and tons more spells. So that's going to be great, but not yet.
It'll be interesting to see what happens and see what Matt does. But it feels like what we're going. This is my personal prediction. We're going to end the tournament. I think if the Mighty Nine win it, they're going to be pushed into fighting for the Empire, and then they're going to escape from the Empire when they realise they don't want to be part of it.
Because that
especially
war,
Yasha. That's why I think we're
coming.
going to get heaps of Yasha's backstory with the fact that we're fighting her homeland. She's going to be out. She can't just say, "It's my homeland." Oh, is your mum there? I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
I think
it will come out, and when they're trying to decide what side to fight for, Yasha will tell her story and say this is why you should fight for this side. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and this is going to be very interesting where we go from here. I'm really excited for the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the meantime, last week we got quite a lot of comments from you guys, more than we normally get.
Like 32 comments.
Yeah, something crazy. So we're going to read out 2 comments from you guys and discuss them. So, Ollie, what, do you want me to go first?
No, I haven't got it sussed. So this is from That Indian Dude.
That Indian Dude. Again, just...
Diverse, yeah. Cool.
No, we've had him on the show before.
We have had him on the show before, because he watches a lot of this stuff, and we appreciate that, because you're awesome.
Alright, read out the comment.
Okay. Alright, here is a controversial opinion. I am not getting into Season 2 as I thought I would. Apart from not Bo and Ford, I haven't found this campaign interesting. Maybe I'm burned out on D&D, I don't know. Now, I have to say, I think we watched Vox Machina for 115 episodes, right?
A little bit more if you add in something like the Battle Royales and stuff.
Yeah. We watched them for I don't know, a year of my life, something like that.
I did it for about 2.
Yeah.
I saw them live.
That's where you got that shirt from.
That's where I got the shirt.
So jealous. So yeah, we've had a ton of time to fall in love with Vox Machina, but I kind of think we have an emotional attachment to the players because we love them because they're Critical Role and they were Vox Machina. But these new characters, I dare say it's still because they're fresh in our minds, even though we've seen them for 17 episodes now. We haven't had those "what's my mother's name" moments. We haven't had those bring him back moments.
And those moments come from the party being together for so long and going through so much. We're also taking account, this is the first time we're actually seeing a Critical Role campaign from this early of a stage. I mean, when they first started the campaign, I can't remember what level they started.
But they've been playing for 2 years or a year and a half.
Exactly. They had a lot of time to think about it, a lot of time to dwell over the head, what would the character do, or how would the character act in certain scenarios.
How the characters feel about each other, how they feel about the world, how they're connected to their character.
And when they first started the campaign as well, they didn't expect it to be on screen.
No.
So they don't know what would resonate this low of a character, of their origins, and what would... So I completely understand where he's coming from. I agree there's some points I'm just not fully invested, some characters I'm not fully sold on. But it's one of those... this is a very unique type of show that takes time for things to click, for you to be more emotionally attached, and I think it's just going to be time. And
hey, we all get burnt out on Critical Role, D&D, anything.
I run a D&D channel. You think we get burnt out? We get burnt out sometimes.
Also, I sell D&D stuff for a living. I talk to DMs like every shift, and we I play as well. But hey, if anything, you get burnt out on stuff, you just go and do other things for a while. Play some World of Warcraft, learn how to play Go, all that kind of stuff.
Or even just take a break watching Critical Role.
You can always catch up. It'll be there.
And we'll still do these reviews very poorly, but we'll still do the reviews.
Because we signed a contract in blood with the devil.
We just don't have lies, really.
That's probably more true.
That's more accurate. But yeah, thanks for that, dude. I completely respect where you come from, and I slightly agree with you, but I also think that sometimes you do get burnt out watching too much of a good thing. Yeah. So give it some time, go away, come back, watch Critical Highlights. It's a good channel to follow along with, because they point out some the moments that you go, and makes you want to watch it more.
Yeah, Critical Highlights, you rock.
He's put one of us as a featured channel as well, so I really love the guy. He's great.
Awesome. And your comment?
Alright, my comment it is from Melmute.
Cool.
Melmute?
Melmute. I like Melmut better.
Well, that's not their name. Respect.
Sorry.
I think Ford has some kind of Kraken worship going on. The eye, the saltwater, meh, who knows. So I put a theory that it could be Panzerel, but that's an evil god. So it could be an evil god manipulating Ford, or it could be another god that's actually a more positive one. But that's the only one that kind of fit that kind of description.
I'm still personally hoping this turns out to be an evil campaign, and they all turn and all go evil.
I don't think so.
I know they won't, because they've said they won't, but I want them to.
Yeah, I think we're in the grey area right now where the party feels about certain things. I think Ford is definitely more of a positive than a kind of darker character. You never see his greed taking over. You never see him like doing selfish things. He's always looking out for the group. But that would make sense of an evil god pick. Like if he sees the party of the Mighty Nine, he goes, "Which one is the best? Because I'm going to ruin him. Because that would destroy it." Would make sense to go for 4.
I honestly think it's going to evolve into a Robin Hood type party. You know, they don't always do things by the book, and they may steal and cheat a bit, but it's for the good.
Who's Robin Hood? Who's the main Robin Hood guy? Like Ford and the Merry Nine? Ford and the Merry Nine.
Interestingly, I've seen Jester is the most cosplayed critter from the new campaign. If you check out the conventions and stuff, there's always a couple of Jesters.
I think Jester is a very kind of such a unique character.
Yeah. And very lovable.
Yeah, and I think like when you see Jester, you always smile, because Jester's my favourite. I think I love the kind of childish kind of playing around, but I do feel there's a lot of darker stuff that I really like to see.
Actually, I went to Armageddon Expo, which was Comic-Con for New Zealand, and we did a video on it, and I met someone dressed as Jester. So
I guess I'll put the link down below.
So I thought we'd mention it. Check it out. Anyway, that's us. That's NPCs of Wildemount. That's our review of Critical Role 2, episode 17.
Thank you everyone who has followed this channel. We just hit 500 subs on this channel. We never thought we would actually get there.
I told my boss, and she gave me a fist bump.
Yeah, I didn't tell anyone because I don't have anyone.
He told me as soon as it happened.
But yeah, thanks everyone. The more love you give us, the more you watch this, the more comments you chuck on it, the more we're going to do this. Because we really enjoy doing this every week, and it brings a lot of joy, and it helps us with our own demons. So.
Yes, exactly. This is a great little forum to get out there, and I'd like to say now that we've got an army of 500 subscribers, tomorrow we march on Washington.
No, you said that last time. It was no. But
fight the power.
Also join the Discord. If you want to stay in contact with us on a regular basis, get a reply from us, join our Discord. It's a nice little community brewing there, and we'd love to have more talkers in there.
And remember, we also now do an hour-long podcast where we just talk, candidly about life and New Zealand and all the wonderful things happening.
And read out fan mail if you want to send us anything.
Yes, we do. So thank you guys very much for joining us on this episode of NPCs of Wildemount.
Hope you enjoyed our long plug.
And please have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. For myself, Oliver, Dungeon Master, and
Dave,
we wish you adieu. I still can't believe you made me say that.
Yeah, that was funny. Boom. Do you want to know what it is?
Who's whistling? Yes, please.
Poop.
I am Poop?
Yeah.